Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Roundtable 2 of the 10th CJEN Conference 2025. So our distinguished guests have already taken their seats. Our discussion today focuses on one of the most transforming forces shaping our world, artificial intelligence, and more specifically, how AI is reshaping the media industry. So from newsrooms to film sets, we now know that everything is changing, from storytelling, content creation, everything. From advertising agencies to communication offices, everything is getting reshaped by AI. And our content creation, content distribution, and our audience's experiences are also changing. So it's not just changing tools, this AI, it's changing roles, ethics, and creativity itself. So in this session, we are joined by a distinguished panel of professionals and academics, each representing a unique dimension of the media ecosystem. Together, we will explore how AI is influencing their industries and new opportunities it brings, and what skills and mindsets our future graduates will need to thrive in this new era. So before we go to the discussion, I want to begin with a brief introduction of each one of our panelists. So we have Mr. Maruf Kabir, Managing Director of Visual Communication, a veteran advertising professional with decades of experience leading creative campaigns and visual branding. So can we give a big hand around for? And then we have Mr. Javed Sultan Pias, Chief Digital Business Officer at Prothom, a key figure in Bangladesh's digital journalism transformation. Then we have Fakhrul Arefeen Khan, an acclaimed Bangladeshi filmmaker, writer, and director, known for pursuing creative boundaries in cinema and storytelling. He's also working with the animation industries in Bangladesh. So Fakhrul Arefeen sir. And then we have MD Abdul Quayyum, Head of Communications at UNDP Bangladesh, with a wealth of experience in strategic communication, advocacy, and digital engagement. Abdul Quayyum sir. And then we have Mohammad Shazzad Hossain, Assistant Professor and Director of the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning at ULAB, offering an academic perspective on how universities can respond to this AI-driven shift. So thank you all for joining us today. So I want to begin our conversation by exploring how AI is transforming the creative industries, starting with the news industry. So to Javed Sultan Pias, I want to ask you, as we already know that news media industry are integrating AI for content production, data analysis, and personalization. So what skills do you expect from the journalism graduates to work effectively in such hybrid environments? What do you look for when you hire people for your house? I also want to ask you, like, how should journalism graduates balance this technological fluency and ethical and editorial judgment in the AI-driven newsroom?
Thank you so much. Actually, I'll start from a basic concept that is a very core question which is coming up today, that is whether AI is replacing our job for the professionals or not. I think AI will not replace the job because in the past we saw the disruption. Whenever any disruption came in terms of big technological shift or something, then this is the question which always came up. But end of the day, we actually faced it very well. But definitely, the people who know the use of, who know how to use the AI will replace who actually don't. So that's the basic thing. And AI is something, I think this is like electricity. it will be everywhere. For example, when electricity was invented by Mr. Thomas Alva Edison, then it was only for lighting it up for electric bulb. But now this is everywhere. You cannot imagine anything where there is no electricity. So AI is going to be equally equally important for any profession you can imagine. And news media is something which is changing very fast and which will be affected by the change of AI probably very first. And this is the very fast moving industry. We see, we always tell that fast moving consumer goods are affected by the technology first, but I believe this is even faster. Why? Because media products are the purest form of digital product. For example, content which comes to prothomalo.com and Prothomalo e-paper, this is pure product, pure digital product. Why? You are producing the content in a digital platform, you are consuming the platform content product on digital platform, you are communicating it on digital, you are earning money through digital platform. So this is a pure digital product, and the journey is digital, and your competition is global. So media industry globally is facing, facing the vibe of the shift. Now coming to your point, sorry, I don't know whether I am taking long or not. So first of all, the media graduates, actually we don't know where AI will go. This is in very early stage. So now predicting where AI will go after 10 years is a bit difficult. I asked ChatGPT where AI will go after 10 years. And ChatGPT itself said that, I don't know, I mean, indirectly. So we don't know, but we need to get prepared from now. And because we need to actually open our eyes. We need to be very open to AI. We see three areas where media graduates can be skilled with the age of AI. Actually, in Bangladesh, in the media industry, actually in the newsrooms, everybody thinks that well, AI is ChatGPT or Gemini and whatever. This is actually generative AI. So generative AI is only one part, and with generative AI for newsrooms, it's actually a bit debatable issue, where because here the things of ethics, things of the copyright, it's not solved yet, right? But apart from that, AI has a bigger impact in terms of personalization of content, in terms of marketing the content, and in terms of monetization. So media graduates, generative AI is something you'll know. You have to know. You'll know. Wherever you are, in which profession you are, it doesn't matter, because generative AI is something you'll know. My 8-year-old girl is very expert, and I think every day for more than an hour she goes to either ChatGPT or DeepSeek and whatever. So you'll know that. But media industry will be shaken by another use of AI in terms of data and in terms of marketing. So this is something the graduates should be skilled of, and they need to know. For example, just last point, that last week only we have launched probably the first ever AI news product in Bangladesh. If you go to Prothomalo app, you can see one AI button. If you press there, we launched it called Prothomalo Short. It's fully AI news product. What is this? This is actually, for example, we saw that for the Gen Zs, news has different relevance. Like what? So every day we produce 300 news, but we believe this is not relevant for each of. 300 news is not relevant for me, and also Gen Z actually. We had a huge research, and after that research we found that, and then Gen Z has a very limited span of attention, so that they don't want long reads. But long reads is journalism and it's money. So what we did is, if you go to the shorts, you will see only 17 news a day, which you will like, and your preference will be updated once you use it more. But it is a very primary stage though, and also the news will be in 70 word max. So it's one screen. You can have a look in 2 minutes of whole news. This is probably the first ever AI news product in Bangladesh. So sorry, I went long.
I just want to ask you, like, do you already see the changes when you hire somebody for your newsroom? So do you ask any questions related whether they have AI-related skills or anything? Is
Yes,
there any change in
yes,
your policy?
definitely, because in terms of production, for example, generative AI, now we ask, I mean, for the when we recruit journalists, so we ask about generative AI knowledge, and recently we have recruited a good number of recruitment for video production. So there, we really prioritize who know the better use of AI-driven tools in terms of editing, in terms of packaging, in terms of distribution, and so. So yes, definitely. So I mean, the graduates should definitely know few tools at least. I mean, we have shortlisted few tools which they should know. One young journalist should know. I teach in university also, so I always I mean, now I am teaching the media economics, or sometimes I teach digital marketing, but whatever the course is, I always try to put something on AI. AI is something I have been working for a year and so. So at least in this moment, we need to know few tools. That's it,
Okay.
20 tools.
Okay. So is there any ethical standard that you follow while you use AI that our students should also know?
Actually, in last 3 months or 4 months, I got the chance to attend at least 6 international conferences in Asia, America, and India, again Asia. And everywhere I got to meet top industry leaders, the top CEOs of from around the world. And this particular question is, what I found is, nobody is clear about this particular question, the ethical, two things actually. One is, what will be the ethical standard, and what will be the, how they will maintain the copyright, you know? So this is a big question, not for the news media industry from around the world, but also actors industries. So this is unsolved, but that doesn't stop you to get prepared for it, right? So we are preparing ourselves, and also for the very first time, 2 months back, we had our own AI policy. This is in very primary stage though. So this is, we have drafted our own AI policy, and we had few sessions, and we let our journalists know what is our AI policy right this moment, but we'll keep it updating. But I mean, the companies, news media companies should have strong AI policies, which will be there driven by.
Okay. Thank you so much, Javed Sultan PS. It was
Thank
very
you, Abba.
insightful. So I want to go to Maruf Kabir, sir. How is AI changing the nature of creative work? I know that you work in the advertising industry and you have deep knowledge about it. So how is AI changing the nature of creative work and client engagement in advertising, and what kind of graduates are your agencies now looking to hire? I also want to ask you, as AI tools are capable of generating copy, visuals, and campaigns, what do you think about the human touch in advertising still matters most, and how can young professionals strengthen that edge?
Thank you. And at this age of our time, let me introduce what advertising agency or industries experience AI. And there's some professionals who will be going to enter into the communication profession, and among the communication profession, advertising is one of the part of the communication profession. Let me start with a Shakespeare famous play dialogue, Julius Caesar. Dear friends, Romans, countrymen, I'm here not to praise Julius Caesar, but I must say Caesar is a noble person. Now at this age, AI is kind of like that. We can't ignore. So for creating the creative thing or doing some work for advertising agency or industry, indeed AI is a very important tool to facilitate the work and to reduce the time. What actually required earlier is a longer time to complete a work earlier. But we have to think in a different way. For whom we are producing advertising? for the human being. So utilizing AI is not, actually ensuring the human touch. So we have to consider that AI may reduce the time. AI may help us to find the appropriate thing, what I need to utilize in the advertising content or creative. But this is not the solution of the industry. So you have to consider in that manner. And through AI, we are experiencing a lot of contents are producing. And most of the cases, we have to consider how impactful that contents are. Is that the one-time flashy impact and then people are forgetting? For advertising industry, we expect that any product or services having a long-term impact among the targeted consumer mind. So if that is happening from the advertising industry perspective, this is not helping us in that way. But for advertising industry, the research is one of the important thing. Summarizing the research, identifying the appropriate words or what target audience can have impactful kind of thing in their mind, we may utilize AI. And I don't think that AI is getting that priority in advertising industry next 10 years, that way what we are expecting in other places. Yes, artificial intelligence are appropriately using in many places, specifically if I tell that in the medical science, the artificial intelligence is working where a single human error is very disastrous, then AI or robot is utilizing there. But still, for the aspiring, the advertising professionals who is listening to me, I might say that you have to use your own brain rather than AI, and then that would be more impactful. And earlier, AI is not is a very recent thing. Earlier, we have in a different way we are considering what was not uttered in the name of the AI, artificial intelligence. Any intelligence is a human intelligence. And the artificial intelligence also, created by the human being. The machine is, facilitating and reducing the time to, process the information, process the data and giving the appropriate data and analyze the data and give you the summary. That is helping the industry definitely. But in future, we have to understand very clearly how we will utilize AI for, ruling the industry. I might say that the AIUB or the communication professionals who is listening here might have the, the leading role in the communication industry. So for leading, here also some communication professionals are here in front of us, some academics are here. So we have to consider that AI is not the all solution what we are expecting. What we have to do, we have to learn the appropriate way how to utilize AI to get the appropriate thing for our content and the copy. As well as the human touch or human psychology is a very complex thing. And for advertising, the analyzing the human psychology is very important to sell your product or service or any kind of behavior what you'd like to sell among the targeted audience. Because for the development purpose where we are applying advertising or communication, the behavior is social and behavior change is very important. And there, so far, we don't find any model where AI could play a significant role to change people's behavior. And even for buying a product or services, behavior change is very important. Am I ready to change my behavior to buy a certain product or services? And that's why we might consider that right at the moment AI is not having that role. what in other sector AI is playing. But in near future, it might be changed. We never know. 20 years back, the news industry or communication industry, now it is completely changed. 20 years back in Bangladesh, the per household television ownership was very important data. But now the per household television ownership is no data. Nobody is considering in which household there is a television exists or not. We are considering the smartphone is the thing. And everywhere we are changing. In 10 years back, we never considered the television news industry will lose their impact in the television. They're still existing, but in a different places, in mobile phone or in your PC or laptop, not in the television. And rather than the satellite or terrestrial, we are utilizing the YouTube or other media, Facebook, Instagram, where. So for the similar kind of things what we may say on this advertising industry, we may not know that after 10 years what might be happen. But what I can conclude that whatever gonna happen, the human touch must require for communicating the human through advertising and SBC, social and behavior change. Definitely reducing time, reducing the processing time, reducing the production time, AI might help, but that is not all the solution. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to ask you just a little question. That is, do you have have you seen any changes in your hiring policies? That do you look for skills?
Definitely. Earlier it was kind of who is a camera person or cinematographer. He's only the cinematographer. Now, one person is doing many things. One person is doing many things. Let me give you an example. One of my students who is working with him, he's doing many things together. He's producing, he is doing the communication. So we are also trying to find multiple skill people who is having the production capacity, the copyright capacity, and also the research capacity, all the capacity, all the skill together. Earlier it was specialized capacity. Who is the researcher? He's a researcher. He's a production guy. He's a production guy. He's a creative copywriter. Only they do the copyright. But now, for different perspective, we require the multiple talent from a one person. You may tell me that, are you agreeing with that? Well, for the professional excellency, this is not always right. But for the economic perspective, we are requiring that right away. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to go to Fakhrul Arefeen, sir. Sir, AI we know is reshaping visual storytelling from automated editing to AI-assisted animation. We can now produce entire video with Sora that OpenAI launched and Midjourney. So how has this influenced the kinds of roles and skills that you now require in that industry of film and animation? And I also want to ask you, do you see AI as a tool that enhances creative collaboration or as a threat to traditional artistic roles? And how should we prepare our film and animation students for this shift?
Okay, thank you. This is two questions. So answering first is, I would like to add with Maruf Bhai, and he has already mentioned the limitation of AI in a way. But the most important word for the limitation of AI is emotion. That's what I feel working with AI for last 1.5 years. I think we all the same. And interestingly, we are the generation, I think Quayyum Bhai, Maruf Bhai, Piyash and me is almost same generation. We are adapting a lot of technology in our life. Starting from the radio to television, VCP to DVD, then everything. So in a very short of span, we have to adopt a lot of technology in our life. And whatever the technology came to our life, in our professional life or in our personal life, we had to adopt it, because a person without technology, or a person refusing to accept the technology, is a fool, completely fool. Because technology is something you either you use it or you do not use it, but you must know it. Choosing for using for your personal life or career or your professional life, that is different way. But you must know the technology. So for film and animation, for organization like me, Gorai Films, what we do segmented in two ways. One is graphic designer, editors. These are the people we appreciate to know the AI. On the other hand, the copywriter, the script writer, if they don't know the AI, we rather appreciate it. Because that's what I don't like my script writers write something in AI. Even I do not, when something came to me with, I can guess it is from AI, I say, what is this? Why don't you use your brain, right? This is something I see in my house even. I see two people, one very early adapted to the AI, both of them are a script writer. Another, she did not accept the, the early adaptation of AI. She used AI, but first she write herself something new, then ask AI to support furthermore. So that you see the difference. One, something I give the idea, the person, he send the put into the AI and give me the idea. So 3-4 idea came to me, and then he come to me, and the lady one come with a separate idea. So I see the difference of the idea, and I find the human touch. The person who start from its own brain, then maybe for the more exploration, more idea. Well, in the mid of 2000s, we used to ask Google mostly. That's now turns to AI, right? So what happened, we trying to get the reference from the Google. Now it not only the reference, but also there are some tools that can also give us some new experience of storytelling, right? So that's the AI. So for an example, if you ask me the perfection of AI, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. Rather than in consideration of shooting, if you, for example, this hall, if you consider the last slide, if you ask the AI that shadow, to create that shadow in the last bench, it's not possible. Even if it is possible, it takes at least 10 days to command the order. That's our experience. Maybe there are much smarter guy in the industry, but that's our experience is. So rather than it's better to shoot one day and half an hour in this hall room, right? So regarding just a couple of days ago, I was just making a advertising kind of things, whereby I tried to use the Uttam Kumar's Mohammad shots. He's drowning in the money. The background was, can you remember the shot? So I was just asking AI to keep that shot, and my character will drown like that. So I was given the copy paste of the Uttam Kumar's that shot to the AI and said, make that shot with this character. And it takes more than 10 days, I don't find my perfect one, right? So many times I tried, many tools I use, but no, that's not make me happy. So regarding storytelling, no, I don't prefer someone storyteller. Should start with AI, but should start with its brain, start with its life, start with its experience, start with the environment, may ask AI furthermore for more detailing, not with the startup. And sorry, for the second question was, it was...
The second question was, how do you see, this AI, how do you see it? Is it a creative collaborator, or is it a threat to traditional ways of
I got it. Yeah, no, it's not a threat. As Piers already said that he asks AI what will happen next 10 years. I asked for 5 years only, sorry. you are ahead from me. So yeah, so good question maybe. We really don't know what is going to happen after 10 years or 20, 15 years. Because AI is always learning from human. And yeah, now it's our part how we can really handle AI without giving our code intelligence to the AI. At the end of the day, as Maruf Kabir said, it is a artificial, means false, right? It may misguide you in a different way. It has no responsibility, right? So you have your responsibility. As a human, I do have responsibility to this university, right? Asking AI for AIUB, it has no responsibility, right? It can give you something. And another thing is knowledge has different shape. In Bangla, we used to call it Gyan, then Progya, then Shogya, right? AI can even tell you the knowledge, but not the Progya and the Shogya. Yeah, that's how I can say it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know. Do you know the word of Shogya and Progya? I don't know. Ingreji? No. Okay, fine. So I don't think it's a threat. I think it's a collaboration till to that way if you know the users. But I don't believe that it will be threat for human ever and ever. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to ask you to our guest, Abdul Quayyum. You have an experience in the communication sector for a long time. So I want to ask you how AI is influencing strategic communication, public relations, and audience engagement. And I also want to ask you, what competencies should graduates develop to remain employable in this field in the age of AI?
Thank you. So 2 parts. One part is how AI is influencing, and the other part is for students. Like the skills.
What should they
great.
do?
So I'll try to answer. But first of all, thanks to the Department of Media and Communications of AIUB for arranging this event and inviting me with such a distinguished panelist. And of course, I see my display teacher in front of me and a few other known faces. So I'm so honored to be here. Then, of course, this AI things, and as from my own experience, if I see like, of course, AI is influencing, but influencing in both ways, negative and positive. If someone is not strategic, okay, and then try to be strategic with using AI, then that person is in trouble, actually. So that's kind of influence that we also see, that the person naturally is not like strategic. They don't know why they do what they do. But then again, they pretend to be so strategic using AI. And then that person actually is not moving far. On the other hand, of course, it has a great positive influence when someone knows why they do what they do. Naturally, that person is strategic. But one thing is for sure, being strategic is not a shortcut. There's no shortcut. If you don't have experience, if you don't try different things, you can't be strategic for sure. No matter how good you are in using different tools, but you can't be strategic. Okay, but someone who is having that experience using the different tools, and now the blessings of AI, using this as a personal assistant, then that person definitely will shine, and the influence on communications, on public relations is heavy. Let me give you a few examples. Like earlier, we used to do some routine work like media monitoring, social media listening manually. But now AI is giving me that results using without using any kind of human skills. Those are routine things. So routine things, of course, are taken over by AI, so that I can use my time on more strategic kind of thinking, actual, like, which is connecting the human dots. And then again, like, in terms of content optimizations, other things, definitely AI is helping a lot in development communications, but only if someone knows, the basic of communications. Without knowing those basic of communications, no one can ever shine using AI. That's for sure. And when we hire people, like particularly when I sit in the interview, what I look from the youth is someone who has first thing is who has the heart, the human thing, the passion for the work they want to do, for the career they want to build, not just for money, not just for their own thing. Then comes the next thing is technical. Okay, so the first thing we, particularly me, is trying to find is whether that person is really having that passion. Okay, and then if that person has that AI skills or other technology, of course that's an advantage, but that's not the only thing that we look. So for those youth who wants to build their career in development communications, my suggestion would be build your career from the nature, from your classroom, from the people around, and then start using the tools. If you skip those things and jump on AI, you are doomed. You will not build your career, take my word. Thank you.
Okay, I also want to ask you, like, how important it is, this emotional intelligence, storytelling, and cultural awareness in communication. And because I'm asking this because students, we see that what many of the panelists already discussed, that there is less human touch in the AI-generated contents. But in communication, we're dealing with public people. So how important is emotional intelligence and storytelling and cultural awareness in communication in the age of AI?
AI, okay. Again, first, emotion. AI has no emotion, right? And this is where we are different than AI. AI cannot beat us as long as we are emotionally sound, we are emotionally intelligent, and then we know the technology skills. If not, then AI definitely will kick us out. There is this recent report I read on World Economic Forum where it says because of this AI, probably 95 million jobs will be obsolete. On the other hand, more than 170 million jobs will be created because of this AI. You see the difference? Of course, as I said, the routine tasks will be no more needed, okay? On the other hand, if you are emotionally intelligent and then you know how to use AI, you are the champion. And then in development communication, it's absolutely important to have this emotional intelligence because we need to work in crisis. I work in different countries in crisis zone, in natural crisis, human-made crisis. And then if I don't have that emotional intelligence, if I cannot control my emotion, if I don't understand my audience emotions, then I'm not emotionally intelligent. No matter how good I am as a student, maybe 3.9, maybe I know AI, all the tools, 20, 30 tools, but then again, your career in the development sector will be very short span, okay? But if you are emotionally intelligent, if you know how to control your emotion first, and then if you understand others' emotions, that's empathy, then of course you are well ahead in this race. What was the second question in line with that?
This was the question, cultural awareness.
Cultural awareness. Of course, that's also very important. Like, we work in different culture. For instance, I was on a mission in Tajikistan, UNDP, Tajikistan, as their head of communications. And when I was there, everyone was saying someone from Bangladesh came to Tajikistan working in communications without knowing the culture, without knowing the language. Why? But then again, when I left Tajikistan, they said, please come back again in 3 months. In just 3 months, it changed. How? Of course, there is no shortcut, there is no tablet, there is no magic. It's just, of course, that cultural awareness. No matter how good you are in your country, in your classroom, if you are not adaptive, like if you can't adapt yourself, if you're not flexible, if you don't know how to respect others, then again you will be in Dhaka only. It cannot be international. Okay? So it's absolutely important, particularly when we work in crisis. For instance, God forbid if there is any crisis tomorrow, a big cyclone or something else, I need to be there immediately. And then if I ask someone, how do you feel? then I'm not culturally aware, because of course that person is the victim of a natural disaster, and then I go and ask, how do you feel? Okay, that sort of things, if I'm not aware, then again I'm not a good fit in communications. I've been working in this sector for 20 years, and I saw the ups and downs. I started my career like as in absolutely analog world, like, you know, where then we only have HTML, the hypertext markup language is static, one way. There is no other kind of tools, and we used to use this 1.4 megabyte for transferring our file, floppy disk. Probably the young generation, probably you haven't heard about this floppy disk with 1.4 megabyte only to transfer our file. But now I'm carrying terabyte in my pocket. So I started my career from that now to AI. So I saw the transformation. But if, you know, I cannot adjust myself, if I cannot adapt to this changing scenario, if I think, no, that's the best, I don't need to adapt myself, then of course I'll be gone. I cannot stick to this profession for 20 years. Moving ahead, again, every day is changing. Today is AI, tomorrow is obsolete. You'll have new tools coming. So if you're not flexible, if you're not culturally aware, please don't choose UN as your career, okay? But if not, then you are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now that our industry professionals have explained what's the current context right now in the industries, so I want to go to our academic professional, Shazzad sir. So I want to ask you, from your academic point, how should media programs redesign their curricula to ensure graduates are both technologically literate and critically aware in AI's social implications? And what are the challenges for academia in addressing this technological change?
Thank you for bringing me here with the great panelist. Before going to the main questions, I saw that Javed Bhai and Fakhrul Bhai mentioned that they ask what can happen in 5 years or 10 years through AI. So there is a research-based prediction that is called AI 2027. Can I ask to the audience, how many of you visited AI 2027? Can you raise your hand? AI 2027? One. Okay. So that's the difficulties with our students. So we are not aware what is happening. So those who not visited this, please Google it, AI 2027. They have research-based prediction. What can happen in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 50 years. And academia, it's not responsibility of academia to build the student with the technological engagement. Technology is not something to teach in the university level. As Javed Bhai already mentioned, I have similar experience with my 7 years boy who developed his science fair speech through Grammarly in last year. When I was not aware that Grammarly introduced AI, we are engaged with the ChatGPT in that time, but we are not aware that, at least I am not aware that, okay, Grammarly already introduced AI. So the generation will learn the technology by themselves. It's a requirement. It's a basic requirement. They have to survive in this world. But we need to focus on the critical engagement with AI. That's the main thing. Our keynote speaker already mentioned that AI have lots of bias. AI have lots of difficulties and other critical engagement, how AI can be integrated with humanity. All the panelists says AI cannot lead. AI cannot make solutions. There should be a human engagement with the AI. So that is the requirement. So critical engagement with AI should be introduced in our curriculum. Now what is happening at least in Bangladesh, we organize lots of workshop, tutorial, that can happen through the YouTube contents. They can learn it by YouTube contents. But the main challenge we are facing in the academia, that there is a psychological barrier to the faculty members. They are kind of creating some obligation that you cannot use AI in your academic premise. That is basically came because there is a difficulties we are facing for assessment. When AI is involved in the academic premise, how can we judge the ability of the student? That's fear basically protecting us to introduce AI in the academia. There's not required to some courses on like notebook LM. It's not required. This can be learned. But we have to introduce AI in every course, in every way. But some university like ULAB try in 2023 when ChatGPT boomed, we organize a workshop and forced to the faculty that, okay, how you will introduce AI in your course. Now you have to present it. And we try to learn from each other. This kind of practice should be in everywhere. And that's how we can introduce AI in our curriculum. And the main challenge is the mindset of the faculty member. That's my take.
Okay, so I just want to ask you, like, how can we deal with these problems? You said that, you know, our teachers have psychological barriers, they have fear, like how they are going to assess the AI-generated contents, and some students also, you know, automatically create their contents using AI and bring out as their own. So how do we deal with that?
Our faculty member, we have to criticize us. Our faculty member, we are very much dependent with our student times, notes, and the learning. We fail to learn new things, and we fail to adapt new knowledge and the technologies. We have to learn it first. As a faculty member, we have to learn it first. Then we have to redesign our lesson plan and the assessment, and that is a hard job. Lots of things to do. We have to forget about 3 hours written exam. We have to forget about take-home exam. Then how can we assess? So we have to be very innovative with our assessment process, and it required redesigning our curriculum, and that is huge. And there is a logistic and academic responsibility, and there should be a top-down approach to integrate it in this academia.
Okay, thank you. I would like to just ask this one simple question to each one of our panelists. So if we want to redesign our curriculum from communication perspective, what are the things that we can integrate into our curriculum system? Just a short answer.
Okay. If you want to redesign your curriculum, then my suggestion would be, of course, first thing, to take feedback from different stakeholders, students, from industry experts, and then, of course, start preparing. It's not just I say this and then you start redesigning. Best is to have a kind of discussions, get the ideas. It should be like bottom up rather than top down. then probably you will get the best kind of answer on that. And then one such university, it has to be flexible, because you design one thing today, tomorrow probably you need to redesign it. So keep it flexible. Okay? Thanks.
Thank you so much. Maruf, sir?
Well, I agree with him. That need to be through extensive research, but for advertising and communication, because though I'm, known here as advertising professionals, but I'm having more than 30 years dealing with the development communication. And what need to be included in the curriculum, that is the analyzing the human perspective, analyzing the psychology, politics, culture, most of the things are, very particularly absent in the curriculum. And, the analyzing the culture, how they will, analyze even the religion, everything required to analyze for, for effective communication. So in the curriculum, if we can incorporate that in an appropriate manner, that will help them to be an appropriate professional in the advertising and development communication sector. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Arefeen, sir?
Regarding film, so I would like to add VFX, SFX in the curriculum, because it has a $7.5 billion market in the industry. It is going to boom. 2030 is a $15 billion market. So our students need to get in that, right? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pierce, sir?
For AI, when it comes to our mind, we consider first that is generative AI. So this is just one part. Ethical things, what we are taking, this is just generative AI. But AI is far, far bigger than that, even in terms of news media industry. So yes, generative AI is something which we haven't yet solved. I mean, this is a big debate from around the world. But there are other things like distributing the content, right? So, I mean, now, for example, the journalists, what you see, previously, I've been also involved in this industry I joined the company I'm working for at my 17, so it's a long way. I grew up with the brand. So from that perspective, what I saw is, previously, it was only just the core part of journalism was to write the content, the news piece, okay, the content piece. That is the end, probably most of the cases that's the end of the job. Now, the job starts from here. So now, for example, if you publish one content in a newspaper, that's the end, because the distribution will, this is an automatic distribution. But in this world, if you publish one content to probably big website like prothom.com, and if you don't know how to distribute it, this is just zero, no matter how good the content is. So I think for journalism students, yes, we need to teach them, we need to let them know how a good piece of content should be created, the basics of behind the journalism, that's the core, that's the basic. But in this world, the distribution is very important also. For example, one particular content in Prothom, we distribute in 11 different platforms in 11 different ways. This is the core. And we are looking for probably more 11, right? So they need to know that part as well, so before AI. And in terms of AI, the same thing. Actually, I think AI is an enabler. Okay, it will enable our job. So no matter, that's your choice whether you will use it or not, but we need to know it. So basic functions of AI, what is, at least as Sir mentioned, yes, Akademie is not something which should actually, or which are capable to teach the tools particularly, but we should at least teach the basics of the tools. What is AI and how where it can be used in future. So one is distributing the content beyond writing it up, and second is the basic use of the latest development in technology. So it's AI or whatever else.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to, sir?
Yeah, I think when you talk about curriculum, I spent almost 10 years in the professional field, so I know the mindset of professional and academia. Because we have to think when we design or redesign a curriculum, the student enrollment, and after 5 years, they will be in the industry. And the technology is shifting within 3 to 6 months. So what we are teaching in the classroom, like in Journalism 101, with some tools, that will be absolutely invalid after 4 years. So we should not focus on the tools. Rather, we focus on the core thing, like love for learning. If we give the core things, because when you prompt the AI, the terminology is required. You will be good prompt, you produce good prompt when you know the terminologies of the field, like film. So you have to know the things. The basic thing we have to learn, and curriculum redesigning er khetre, so we have to think in the large scale, and my focus on the critical engagement of AI. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So now we are opening the floor for questions from the audience section. So if you have any question, you can directly ask, and if you have specific question to a specific panelist, you can directly ask them. So do we have any question?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I want to add one thing.
Okay.
So beside the AI, I think one of the most important thing is the programming language. How logic basically used in behind the AI. That is important. Recently in ULAB, we revised our curriculum, and we try to include the basic language, programming language. But the argument is there that, okay, is communication student can handle the programming language, but it will be a basic requirement for everyone in future. But how the language, programming language will work, that can another debate, because the way we learn the language, like Visual Basic, Python to HTML, the programming language will be not like this. It will be more human language model. But the behind the scene is all about logic, how logic works. So love for learning, logic, these are the Greek mythology. So it's the basic thing we have to learn again and again, and we have to prioritize those. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have the question.
So any question for any panelist?
Yes, we have a question.
Actually, it's not a question. If we are looking for a competency that we really need now, my suggestion is the competency to learn how to learn, because we have to learn new things now, but also learn how to unlearn, because what we have learned until recent past are all obsolete. So learn how to learn how to unlearn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Actually,
Great.
that reminded me of the question that is circulating in the social media regarding the technology course in the Dhaka University in mass communication, right? So yeah. Any question? Any more question? From the audience?
We are too tired.
People are tired.
And the AC, it's very
Or
cold.
thinking about AI probably.
That's fine.
Thinking about AI, what should be the question?
Okay. Can somebody hand over the mic to
It's
the...
too cold. Sorry. কেন? Sorry, say it again. Say it again. একবার বলো।
আমি মোহাম্মদ নাহিদুল ইসলাম। ভাইয়া আসলে তাহলে এআই এর কি এসপেক্টটা আমরা আসলে শিখলে সেটা আমাদের ডেভেলপমেন্ট কমিউনিকেশনে যদি ক্যারিয়ার করতে চাই সেক্ষেত্রে কাজে লাগবে?
Okay.
Key skill.
Okay. Thanks for the questions. Of course, first skills, human skills, okay, and then AI দিয়ে basically how to create content, okay, how to fact check, that's very important, how to do the insight kind of social media listening, যেটা বলি আর কি আমরা. If you know how to do that, if you know how to create content, then of course these are great advantage if you really want to build your career in communications. But go back to my old thing, human skills, heart, head, hand, 3H we need. Heart is passion for people to work for planet. Head, if you think analytically, your thinking ability, and then hand, which is skills. There comes AI, other tools, okay? Thanks for your question.
Thank you, sir. Any more question? Any other question? So if there's no question, then we can wrap it up and move forward to our next session. Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to request Shafiul Alam Bhuiya sir on the stage to hand over the crest, a token of appreciation to our guests. Huh?
Clap for us.
Of course, after this session. We want to. এই জোরে একটা হাততালি হয়ে যাক।
I'm not sure that যা বললাম ঠিক বললাম না ভুল বললাম, to response, that's also kind of audience একটা kind of feedback. We need feedback. Exactly.
Somebody raised hand. Anything you want to add?
Agree, right? Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, may I now request the crest for our guests? May I request Alam sir to hand over the crest for Fakhrul and Arefeen Khan sir? Thank you. For Abdul Quayyum. Abdul Quayyum is this one. This one.
Oh, Amina?
Abdul Quayyum. This one.
For just going to. Yeah. Thank you for coming, Jane. Pleasure.
Can I request Alam sir to hand over the crest to Javed Sultan Pia sir? Which one? The crest for Mohammad Shazzad Hossain. Oh, Maruf Kabir.
Thank you.
And then Shazzad Hossain. Can I request our MMC team here, Shoma madam, Rani madam, can you come up on the stage for a picture? Ramon sir, George Williams sir, Shamim sir, can you come up on the stage and let's take a group photo? Yeah, sure.
I'll follow you.
ঠিক আছে, আমরা ক্রিটিক্যাল কোশ্চেন করতে হবে।
জি।
Thank you so much.